All right, everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep into Forex trading today.
Yeah.
But before you even think about placing a trade,
Right.
we have to talk about regulations.
Absolutely.
We have to.
Yeah.
So I was doing some research for this deep dive, and
Uh-huh.
honestly, it was really tough to find,
Right.
like specific Forex laws.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, is that because there just aren't any?
Well, you're right to notice that it's hard to find like a single set of global rules for Forex trading.
Okay.
And that's because the regulatory landscape
Yeah.
it really varies from country to country.
Right.
It's almost like a good global patchwork quilt.
Patchwork quote. Okay. So there's no global rule book.
Right.
But it sounds like
Yeah.
there are some common themes.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's the big picture here?
Well, I think this kind of decentralized structure of Forex,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Okay.
On the one hand, you have these opportunities, right?
Right.
So imagine you're a trader
Okay.
in a country
Yeah.
with really strict financial regulations.
Okay.
Forex might seem appealing
Okay.
because it lets you,
Around.
potentially bypass some
Okay.
of those domestic restrictions.
So that's why some people say that Forex is less regulated.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But that's also where the other edge of the sword comes in.
Okay.
Less regulation can definitely mean more risk.
Right.
It's like navigating uncharted waters.
Yeah.
You really have to,
Be careful.
you have to be super careful, do your homework.
Okay. So you mentioned some common themes.
Right.
Can you break those down?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start with licensing requirements for brokers.
Okay.
Think of it this way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't trust a surgeon who
Right.
hasn't been to medical school.
Exactly.
Right. Same principle applies to Forex brokers.
Okay.
Countries want to make sure that the people handling your money are legitimate.
Right.
They've met certain standards.
It's like a quality check.
Exactly.
Okay.
It helps you avoid shady operator.
Gotcha. So licensing is
Yeah.
about making sure the brokers are playing by the rules.
Exactly. Yep.
Now, what about things like leverage restrictions?
Leverage.
No, it's a big one
That's a big one.
in Forex.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are those?
Leverage is essentially borrowing money
Okay.
to amplify your trades, right?
Okay.
It's like having a megaphone for your money.
Okay.
But it can also amplify your losses
Oh, okay.
just as easily.
Oh, I see.
Imagine you have $100.
Okay.
With 100-to-1 leverage, you could control a $10,000 position.
Oh, wow.
So high reward,
Yeah.
but much higher risk.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
really great analogy. So
Yeah.
it's clear why
Yeah.
regulators want to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Leverage is all about managing that risk.
Yep.
Okay, what about capital adequacy?
So capital adequacy is like a financial cushion
Okay.
for these brokers, right?
Okay.
It ensures that they have enough reserves
Okay.
to cover potential losses
Okay.
and protect client funds.
Gotcha.
So think of it like this.
Yeah.
If a bank lends out too much money
Right.
and everyone defaults, they could go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Right. Capital adequacy rules
Yeah.
are there to prevent that
In Forex.
in the Forex world.
So it's like a safety net for everyone involved.
Exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
we keep talking about these different regulations.
Right.
Are there any concrete examples of how these rules play out?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
In different countries.
So let's take the U.S. and the EU, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
In the U.S., the main regulatory body is the CFTC,
Okay.
Commodity Futures Trading Commission.
Okay.
They have strict rules about leverage,
Okay.
limiting it to 50.1 for major currency pairs.
Okay. So less megaphone for your money.
Yeah, little less in the
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah. They're a bit more conservative.
Okay, and what about the EU?
So the EU takes a slightly different approach.
Okay.
They have ESMA,
Oh.
European Securities and Markets Authority.
Okay.
They also impose leverage limits, but they're even stricter than the US.
Okay.
Usually around 30.1 for major pairs.
Interesting. So even though there's no global rule book,
Yeah,
there are some regional trends.
absolutely.
So what does all of this mean for someone
Yeah.
who is
Yeah.
ready to jump into
Right.
Forex trading?
I think it means that knowledge is power.
Okay.
Before you even think about placing a trade,
Yeah.
you need to understand the specific regulations in your country
Right.
and the rules that your broker follows.
Makes sense.
It's like checking the local traffic laws
Yeah.
before you hit the road in
Exactly.
a new city.
Exactly. And you know what?
Yeah,
As technology keeps evolving,
right.
things are going to get even more complicated.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
decentralized finance. Who knows what the future holds
That's a good question.
for Forex regulation?
Yeah, that's a whole other
Yeah.
deep dive, honestly.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, for sure.
So, to wrap things up,
Yeah.
Forex trading is thrilling.
Uh-huh.
It's potentially profitable,
Absolutely.
but don't let the allure of the Wild West fool you.
Right. Right.
You got to do your research,
Yeah.
understand the regulations,
Yeah, sure.
choose your broker wisely,
Exact.
trade smart,
Yeah.
and safe.
Absolutely. Knowledge and caution are your best allies.
Okay, keep those charts moving. We'll see you on our next deep dive.